And we are still stuck in a lockdown. And we can't shoot, we can't go anywhere, we can barely get any groceries, we can barely get any basic necessities in Goa. So, since we're bored, we got nothing better to do, we are gonna cook. Now, Shanky is stuck in Bombay.
Alright guys,
So today we are doing hunter's meat or shikari gosht. Let's see if I screw this up or not. Actually, to be honest, I've done this a couple of times and people generally like it. But I'm trying it for the first time with chicken, and I don't know where the chicken came from.
one of the most important aspects of the prep time is basically using the lime correctly. Got a freshly sharpened knife. Most important usage of the knife as far as I'm concerned. It goes best with the gin and a little bit of tonic. There we go. Generous pour there to make sure that the chicken actually tastes better. Our version of. With that, I think we're ready to eat. No, cook. Sorry. Cheers, guys. We're getting down to marination on this one.
So, chicken, salt, red chili, Kashmiri red chilies, and a lot of it. Mustard oil. Mustard oil needs to be burnt off, actually smoked off. The sharp, astringent smell needs to be cooked out of it. So we have now put it in. So we got the oil heating up. You can see the little feathering. This means it's heating up nicely, and soon enough, everybody's in this house is gonna start coughing.
Alright, the next thing we need to do is marinate the chicken. That bowl is a little too small. The only thing small on this entire show. I'm gonna first start with like one generous squeeze of the lime. There's something about freshly squeezing lime, no? Something very wrongly nice about it, I feel. I'm just gonna try and cut a few slices into the bigger pieces. So I'm not the cook on the show, let's be clear on that. We've got Sid for that.
So I'm gonna show you a little technique. It adds a lot more color instead of adding a lot more spice. So I'm gonna take a little bit of sugar. So that's Kashmiri red chili powder, and we're gonna add a little bit of water to this. You can see everything is smoking a little bit here. So I'm gonna get it off. See? So you've actually cooked off the mustard heat. Here, if it's done, we're gonna let that cool off.
We're gonna load this motherfucker up with a lot of chilies because we are who we are. There we go. There we go. Caress this meat. You know when you've done enough? When you feel that there's a need to take the second sip. Cheers. So now that we've gone literally under the skin and over it, I think we're done with marination. We can now leave this be for 30 minutes. Let it marinate while we can start cracking on those immense number of vegetables that we have to cut for shikari murg. Boom! See that? It is what it is. Fundamental thing that I've heard about shikari murgi is that जब ingredient नहीं होते, shikaris when they're out hunting, this is how they actually deal with shit because this is all they can forage. And I'm gonna see if I can try and show you a little trick with garlic. Peeled and done just with the flick of the fork.
I think it's cooled down enough. We'll find out. All right, so mix it up again, and hopefully we don't burn Goa down. Oh shit! Yeah. All right. All the water is evaporating, and the sugar is caramelizing. All right, so I'm gonna put the chicken in before it starts burning.
Sid, this is especially for you. I've got like a handful of dhania. Feel that soap in your mouth? That's what this is for you.
Now the original recipe calls for ghee. We don't have too much of it, so I'm just gonna add a little bit in.
This is made in pure ghee, hardcore stuff.
So I'm gonna start adding the chilies. We're not gonna de-seed it because it's not that spicy, and even if we're in Goa, we can eat the fucking spice. You can already see the sweat running down my head. I haven't even started eating.
We're gonna throw in some garlic and some chili. Throwing in a few peppers just to add a little bit zing to the whole thing. I think we're ready now to throw in the chicken. Chicken's been marinating for about 30 minutes. A better way to know how the chicken's done is 2 drinks down. Since we started, chicken is ready. Now we throw the chicken in. Come on in, son. Make sure the chicken is covered in the garlic. You cook it for a couple of minutes till it becomes red. And now we basically add about half a cup of water there. We cover the fucker for about 20 minutes.
And every now and then you can see my wife holding things, trying to help me. she's not used to this. I'm getting the middle finger. Yeah, we're trying to make the best with what we have, including the crew. I'm gonna add just a little bit of water. Now it's frying, so I'm gonna add a little, and that's it. So you've got just about enough to stop the frying and keep it at a happy medium between frying and braising. We're gonna let this reduce the temperature, and I don't know, 6-7 minutes later, 8 minutes later, 10 minutes later. It's not an exact science.
Alright guys, a drink and a half later, we gotta check on the chicken. We're now gonna let the water dry out. We should have ready shikari chicken at the end of this. Alright, I think all the water is gone. And the touchings are right.
You can see the sauce is thickened up a little bit. I'm gonna do a little bit of a taste test. Woo! That is spicy. I'm gonna do one last 30-second blast of heat, and then we can try some of it. Out of the forest, you would eat this with, again, like a roti and maybe an onion that you just crush with your hands.
Not too bad if I must say so myself.
All right, let's get into what we've been waiting for. I'm gonna add a little bit of the spice chilies to it. Favorite part of the evening. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
बन गया रे अच्छा बन गया
Sid, we don't know what your jungly chicken actually is like. Probably is better, but I don't think so.